Hello and welcome to this helpful video about personal growth and professional success. Today, we are going to explore a very famous book that can completely change your life. This amazing book is called Deep Work, and it was written by Cal Newport. Cal Newport is a smart university professor who studies computers and human behavior. He noticed that the modern world is full of noisy electronics and constant distractions. Many people around the world work very hard every day, but they do not achieve great results. They feel tired, stressed, and overwhelmed at the end of every single week. They spend hours sitting at their office desks, but they do not produce valuable things. This comprehensive guide will teach you how to focus your mind deeply in a world full of noise. Let us begin by looking at how our modern world has changed over the past few years. Technology is a beautiful thing, because it connects us with our friends and family. Computers allow us to send messages and find information in a fraction of a second. Smartphones give us entertainment and news whenever we feel bored during the day. However, these useful tools have also brought a very big problem into our daily lives. This massive problem is called constant distraction. A distraction is anything that takes your valuable attention away from your primary goal. Think about how many times you check your mobile phone every single hour. Think about how many small notifications pop up on your computer screen while you work. Every time a notification sounds, your brain leaves your important task to look at the screen. This constant switching makes your mind incredibly weak, tired, and unfocused. Cal Newport explains that there are two distinct types of work in our daily routines. The first common type of work is called shallow work by the author. Shallow work consists of easy, logistical tasks that do not require deep, logical thinking. Examples of shallow work are checking your email inbox or replying to quick text messages. Other examples include attending long, unnecessary meetings or organizing papers on your desk. Anyone can perform shallow work very easily because it does not challenge your brain power. Shallow work does not create any new or unique value in the competitive modern economy. Unfortunately, many employees spend their entire workday doing nothing but shallow work. They type quickly on their keyboards, talk on the phone, and look very busy to their managers, but at the end of the day, they have not completed any significant projects. They are simply repeating easy tasks that a computer robot could do automatically. The second valuable type of work is called deep work by the author. Deep work means focusing 100% of your attention on a cognitively demanding task. When you practice deep work, you push your brain power to its absolute maximum limit. You do this in a quiet environment, without any text messages or social media notifications. Examples of deep work are learning a difficult language or writing a complex computer software. Other examples include solving an advanced math problem or practicing a musical instrument intensely. Deep work is like a rare superpower in our modern society because very few people can do it. Most individuals cannot focus on a single piece of work for more than 15 minutes today. Their minds are addicted to the quick pleasure of scrolling through internet videos. If you can master the rare skill of deep work, you will become highly successful in your career. You will be able to learn difficult things much faster than an average person can. You will produce high-quality work in a very short amount of time every week. Cal Newport created a simple mathematical formula to explain how great work is produced. The formula states that high-quality work equals the time spent multiplied by the intensity of focus. Let us look at this formula carefully because it reveals a very important truth. If you spend 8 hours working with low focus, you will produce a very poor result. This happens because your focus intensity is near zero due to your phone and emails. But if you spend only 3 hours working with maximum focus, you will produce a grand result. Your intensity of focus multiplies the value of every single minute you spend working. Therefore, you do not need more hours in the day to achieve your big goals. You simply need to increase the intensity of your focus during your working blocks. Let us look at a scientific reason why distractions destroy your productivity so quickly. Scientists call this important concept attention residue in the field of brain study. Attention residue means that a small part of your brain stays behind when you switch tasks. Imagine that you are writing a very important report for your company manager. Suddenly, you decide to open your phone to check a quick message from a friend. The check takes only 30 seconds, and then you put your phone down immediately. You think that you can go back to writing your report with full focus right away. But science proves that your brain is still thinking about that friend's message for 20 minutes. Your attention is split between the report and the message you saw on the phone screen. Because your attention is split, you will make more mistakes and write much slower. If you check your phone every 10 minutes, you will live in a constant state of split attention. Your brain will never reach the deep zone where true genius and creativity happen. Let us look at a clear daily example to see how this affects two different office workers. Imagine a young man named Peter who works as a marketing assistant at a large firm. Peter is a very friendly man, and he wants to do a good job for his company. He arrives at his modern office at 9 o'clock in the morning and turns on his computer. He immediately opens his email inbox, his office chat application, and his personal social media. He begins to write a marketing plan for a new product the company wants to sell. After writing 2 sentences, Peter hears a loud notification sound from his email application. He stops writing his marketing plan and opens the email to see what it is about. The email is just a funny joke from a co-worker in another department. Peter laughs and writes a quick reply to his co-worker before returning to his marketing plan. 5 minutes later, his mobile phone vibrates on his desk because someone liked his photo online. He picks up his phone and scrolls through his social media feed for 5 minutes. This pattern of behavior continues throughout the entire morning and afternoon. Peter feels extremely busy all day because he is constantly typing and reading messages. When 5 o'clock arrives, Peter looks at his marketing plan document on the screen. He has only written one short page after 8 long hours of official office time. He feels completely exhausted, stressed, and unsatisfied with his daily progress. Now let us look at another worker named Mary, who works in the exact same office building. Mary understands the secret power of deep work because she read Cal Newport's book. She also arrives at her office desk at 9 o'clock in the morning to start her day. But Mary does not open her personal social media or her office chat application at all. She places her mobile phone inside her bag and sets it to completely silent mode. She closes all the unnecessary tabs on her computer web browser before she starts. She informs her co-workers that she will be unavailable for the next 2 hours. Mary then spends 2 continuous hours working on her marketing plan with absolute focus. Her mind is fully immersed in the creative task, and she does not look at any screens. Because her focus intensity is maximum, her brain working speed is incredibly fast. By 11 o'clock, Mary has written 4 beautiful pages of high-quality marketing text. She finishes her most important project before the afternoon even begins. She then spends the rest of the day relaxed while doing shallow tasks like answering emails. Mary goes home at 5 o'clock feeling happy, proud, and full of positive energy. She did 4 times more work than Peter in a fraction of his total time. This is a clear illustration of how deep work can transform your daily professional life. To help us achieve this level of focus, Cal Newport created 4 essential rules for deep work. Let us examine the first rule of deep work, which says, work deeply every day. You cannot just wait for inspiration or motivation to arrive before you start working. Motivation is a very unreliable feeling that disappears when you feel a little tired. You must build a strong system and a reliable routine to make focus an automatic habit. The author explains that there are different philosophies or styles of practicing deep work. The first extreme style is called the monastic philosophy of deep work by the author. This style means you completely eliminate all distractions from your entire life for a long time. You go to a quiet cabin in the woods or a remote room where nobody can contact you. You do not use smartphones or email accounts for many weeks or months at a time. This style is excellent for famous authors or researchers who need to write massive books. However, the monastic style is completely impossible for an ordinary office worker or a student. The second practical style is called the rhythmic philosophy of deep work by the author. This style is the absolute best option for beginners who want to change their habits. The rhythmic style means you choose a specific time for deep work every single day. For example, you can decide to do deep work every morning from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. By doing this at the exact same time every day, you create a powerful daily rhythm. Your brain learns that 6 o'clock is the time for focus, and it prepares itself automatically. Let us look at a young woman named Sarah who wanted to write a children's book. Sarah had a busy day job and a family to take care of every afternoon. She thought she had no time to write her book because her life was too chaotic. Then she decided to adopt the rhythmic philosophy of deep work to reach her dream. She woke up at 5 o'clock every morning before her children were awake. She sat at her kitchen table with a warm cup of tea and turned off her phone. She wrote her children's book for 1 hour every single morning without fail. Because she did it every day, it became an automatic part of her morning routine. Within 6 months, Sarah successfully finished writing her entire children's book. She did not need to quit her job because she used the power of a daily rhythm. To make your deep work routine successful, you must design your working environment carefully. Cal Newport says you must answer 3 important questions before you begin your session. The first question is where you will work and for how long you will stay there. Choose a quiet room, a clean library desk, or a peaceful corner in a local coffee shop. Set a specific duration for your session, such as 90 minutes or 2 hours max. The second question is how you will work once you sit down at that place. Create a strict rule that prohibits internet browsing, phone checking, or snack eating. Keep your desk completely clean with only the necessary materials in front of you. The third question is how you will support your brain during the intense focus session. Make sure you have a glass of clean water or a cup of black coffee next to you. Eat a healthy light meal beforehand so your body has enough physical energy to think. By answering these questions, you remove the mental friction of starting a difficult task. Now let us look at the second rule of deep work, which is embrace boredom. Our modern brains are completely wired to expect constant entertainment every second. When we wait for an elevator for 30 seconds, we immediately pull out our phone. When we wait for a friend at a restaurant, for 2 minutes, we look at social media. This habit trains your brain to never tolerate a single moment of boredom or silence. If your brain cannot tolerate boredom, it will never be able to handle deep work sessions. When you sit down to do deep work, your brain will crave distraction like a drug. It will feel restless, and you will feel an intense urge to check your notifications. To fix this problem, you must train your brain to be comfortable with boredom during the day. Think of your brain as a physical muscle that needs regular exercise to grow strong. If you feed your muscle junk food every hour, it will become weak and unhealthy. Social media videos are like sweet junk food for your visual attention system. You must practice sitting quietly without checking your smartphone when you are waiting in line. Let your thoughts wander naturally or look at the beautiful nature around you. This simple mental exercise teaches your brain that boredom is not a dangerous emergency. Cal Newport also recommends a great strategy called scheduling internet blocks. Instead of trying to avoid the internet, you should schedule specific times to use it. For example, you can say, I will only use the internet from 10 o'clock to 10:30. Outside of that specific block, you are absolutely forbidden from using the internet. If you need an important information for your work, write it down on a piece of paper. Wait until the next scheduled internet block arrives to look up that piece of information. This strategy builds powerful mental discipline and breaks the habit of quick switching. Let us look at a young student named Tom who was studying for a difficult university exam. Tom used to study with his computer connected to the internet all the time. He would read one page of his textbook, then check a news website for a minute. He spent 5 hours in his bedroom, but he only learned a small amount of information. He decided to try the strategy of scheduling internet blocks to improve his grades. He decided that he would study offline for 50 minutes straight without any internet. Then he allowed himself to check his messages for 10 minutes during a short break. At first, Tom felt very anxious and restless during the offline study blocks. His fingers wanted to open the internet browser automatically out of old habit. But he stayed patient and forced himself to focus on the textbook words. After 1 week of practice, his brain became much calmer and more focused. He could understand difficult concepts in 20 minutes instead of 2 hours. He passed his university exam with the highest grades in his class. Tom trained his brain muscle by embracing boredom and limiting his internet usage. Now, let us explore the third rule of deep work, which is quit social media. This rule sounds very radical and scary to many young people today. Social media applications are a massive part of modern culture and daily communication. We use them to share photos, chat with old classmates, and watch funny videos. However, Cal Newport explains that these applications are dangerous traps for focus. Social media companies hire the smartest engineers in the world to design their apps. They use advanced psychology to make their platforms as addictive as possible. They want your attention because your attention equals advertising money for them. Every time you scroll down your feed, you receive a tiny reward of dopamine. This dopamine makes you want to scroll more and more until you waste 2 hours. Most people use the any benefit approach when they choose to use a digital tool. This approach means that if an application offers any small benefit, they will use it. They say, I use this application because I can see photos of my cousin who lives far away. Cal Newport says, this approach is a big mistake that destroys your potential. Instead, you should use the craftsman approach to select your digital tools. This approach means you only use a tool if it has a major positive impact on your goals. Think about a professional craftsman, like a carpenter who builds wooden tables. The carpenter does not use every tool available in the hardware store just because it is shiny. He only buys a tool if it helps him create a more beautiful and strong table. You must identify your main goals in your personal life and professional career. Then look at your social media applications and ask if they truly help you reach those goals. If an application only brings a tiny benefit but steals hours of your time, you should delete it. The author suggests a fun experiment to test your relationship with social media. Quit all your social media platforms for 30 continuous days without telling anyone online. Do not delete your accounts permanently, just remove the applications from your phone. After 30 days, ask yourself two important questions about your experiment. The first question is whether your life would have been significantly better if you used the apps. The second question is whether people truly cared that you were missing from the platforms. For most people, the answer is that nobody noticed their absence at all. They also realize that their lives became much more peaceful, creative, and productive. Let us look at a young woman named Lisa, who worked as a freelance graphic designer. Lisa spent 3 hours every day posting stories and replying to comments online. She believed that she needed social media to find new clients for her design business. But she noticed that she was always running out of time to create her actual designs. She decided to try the 30-day social media fast to see what would happen. During those 30 days, Lisa spent her extra 3 hours practicing her drawing skills. She created incredibly beautiful designs that were much better than her old work. She sent these high-quality designs directly to companies via professional emails. She quickly found 3 big clients who paid her much more money than before. Lisa realized that social media was an illusion that stole her creative energy. She deleted the distracting applications from her phone permanently and never looked back. She achieved real success by focusing on the quality of her craft instead of online likes. Now let us discover the 4th rule of deep work, which is drain the shallows. Shallow work is inevitable because we all have to answer messages and do administrative tasks, but we must limit the amount of shallow work so it does not dominate our day. Cal Newport recommends an excellent strategy called scheduling every minute of your day. When you wake up in the morning, look at a clean notebook with a time grid. Divide your workday into 30-minute blocks from the morning until the evening. Assign a specific task or activity to every single block on the grid. For example, block 1 is for deep work, block 2 is for lunch, block 3 is for emails. Of course, your day will not be perfect, and things will change unexpectedly. A client might call you suddenly, or a meeting might take longer than you planned. When this happens, do not stress or give up on your schedule template. Simply take a pencil and draw a new schedule for the remaining hours of the day. This habit gives you a clear visual map of how you spend your limited time. It prevents you from mindlessly drifting into shallow habits when you feel a bit tired. Another great strategy is to set a strict end time for your workday every day. Cal Newport practices fixed schedule productivity in his own academic life. He decides that he will stop working at 5:30 o'clock every single afternoon. He does not work on weekends, and he does not check his work emails at night. Because he has a strict deadline, he is forced to optimize his daytime hours perfectly. He does not waste time on long conversations or useless internet browsing at noon. He knows that if he wastes time, he will not finish his work before 5:30. This boundary protects his personal life and gives his brain time to rest completely. Your brain needs deep relaxation at night to restore its energy for the next morning. If you work until late at night, you will wake up feeling tired and unfocused tomorrow. Let us look at a professional man named David, who managed a team at a large corporation. David used to work until 9 o'clock every evening at his office desk. He believed that he had too much work and that staying late was the only solution. He felt constantly exhausted, and his relationship with his family was suffering. He decided to implement fixed schedule productivity after reading Deep Work. He made a firm rule that he would leave his office at 5 o'clock every day. To achieve this, he started scheduling his day in strict 30-minute blocks. He stopped joining long, casual chats in the office kitchen during coffee breaks. He kept his meetings short and professional with a clear timer on the table. David discovered that he could finish all his major duties before 5 o'clock arrived. He went home early, enjoyed dinner with his family, and slept peacefully for 8 hours. The next morning, he returned to work with a sharp mind full of creative solutions. His team noticed that he became a much better manager because he was focused and calm. By draining the shallow tasks, David saved his time and improved his corporate career. Deep work is not a historical philosophy just for old writers or university professors. It is an essential life skill for anyone who wants to thrive in the modern world. Whether you are a student, an employee, or a business owner, focus is your currency. The ability to concentrate deeply is becoming rarer exactly when it is becoming more valuable. If you can protect your attention, you will create a bright future full of achievements. Let us summarize the core lessons we learned from this inspiring guide today. First, understand that deep work is valuable and shallow work is low value. Second, increase your focus intensity by removing all phones and notifications. Third, create a daily routine using a specific time and place for your focus blocks. Fourth, train your mind to accept silence and boredom without reaching for screens. Fifth, evaluate your digital tools using a craftsman approach and quit addictive apps. Sixth, organize your workday using blocks of time and set a clear evening deadline. Start small by practicing deep work for just 30 minutes every single morning. As your focus muscle grows stronger, increase the time to 1 hour, then 2 hours. Be patient with yourself, because changing old habits requires time and discipline. Every small step you take today builds a stronger and more successful mind tomorrow. The modern world is full of beautiful opportunities for those who can focus deeply. Take control of your attention, protect your time, and unleash your true potential. Your journey to professional excellence and mental clarity begins this very day. Make every single hour count and enjoy the wonderful fruits of deep work.